Greetings, my fellow creators and creations of the Almighty Most High. I am Karma. Welcome and congratulations for having the courage to face your karma, good and bad. These timeless messages are for anyone that needs to hear them. And if you tapped on this video, then they're meant for you. So let me tell you what I have on my table. I have the main character of the energy that the divine would like to reveal to us. And I have two supporting roles. How are you doing though? I'm always wondering if you're doing all right, like all the time. So I figured I should start asking, how are you? And I hope the answer to that is positive, but it doesn't have to be. So the main character is the Nine of Wands, the Wounded Warrior. Okay, so that's how you're doing. You fought a hard fight. One that you did not think that you were going to make it through, but you did. But you have that kind of post-war, I'm feeling that post-war paranoia of, is it actually over? Am I still going to have to fight? You still looking over your shoulder a little bit, maybe wondering if the enemy is still watching. If I let my guard down, is my enemy going to come back when I'm least expecting it? These are the things that you may be worried about. You're still watching your own back here. You're not sure if the war is actually over. Is it ever? Doesn't feel like it. But sometimes the war that's going on in our head and the war that's going on outside of us, sometimes we don't know the difference. Sometimes we get those two things mixed up. So the fight never seems to feel like it's over. But it can be if you want it to be, is what I just heard. Whether or not the enemy is outside of you or the enemy is in your head, the battle stops when you want it to. I know that's easier said than done. What is the first supporting role to this energy? The Knight of Cups in reverse. Unfinished business is what I just heard. So the Knight of Cups is a messenger. Because he's in reverse, something's telling me that there's some unfinished business that either you feel like you have or somebody feels like they have with you. And that supports this Wounded Warrior card, which tells me that you may have some people that want to come back and reignite the war with you. They want to come back to assess the damage that was done to you. They want to come back to test your strength. They want to come back to see, have you learned your lesson? Have you gained the wisdom that you need to be smart enough to leave this person alone or these people alone? The Knight of Cups also has to do with emotions, indicated by the cup that he holds. There may be some feelings that you are trying to detach yourself from, or you may be having a difficult time with. Maybe there's feelings that you've been avoiding. Maybe there's people around you that are giving you empty promises, or somebody wants to come around to give you empty promises, throw out a line to try to reel you in, see if their bait is good enough to catch you again. But it's not. With the Wounded Warrior right here as the main character, you see it coming. And whoever wants to try to come back to quote unquote finish you off. They're going to have another thing coming because you're ready. You've learned your lesson. You've learned all the things that you need to work on. The wounded warrior may be wounded, but at the end of the day, this person is a warrior. And they're not afraid. You are not afraid, is what I'm getting here. Ready for whoever wants to try to test your strength. Fear not, says the divine. The Almighty Most High does not want us to feel paranoid. Although it's more than likely rightfully so with everything that you've been through. Feeling like there's no way that you could be at peace. This is just an illusion, okay? Don't let these people trick you into believing that they can take your joy or take your peace or make you feel like you have to be looking over your shoulder, because it doesn't matter who's watching or who's following you or who may come back to try to quote unquote finish the job. It's not gonna work because your spiritual team is ready with these wands behind this man, putting up a wall to protect him. This is your spiritual team letting you know that your defenses, you are armed and your defenses are in line. What I'm trying to say is there's no need for you to worry about what's behind you, or there's no need to worry about your tumultuous past. Let's move on to the second supporting row, which is the Four of Swords. That makes sense because it's time for you to put your mind at ease. You're feeling like any minute now you're gonna have to defend yourself again. Once again, there's gonna be somebody trying to come up against you, trying to take something from you, trying to come in to hurt you. Indicated here, there are people in your past that you may have cut off, that you may have fought off you, so to speak, that want to try to come back into your energy, that feel like they have some type of unfinished business with you. They're salty because you panned out to be stronger than them. But I can see that you just want to protect your energy, and it is protected. And with the Four of Swords supporting this main energy of the Nine of Wands, you can put your mind at ease and just rest. Rest up. It's okay to let your guard down because you earned that right. And as long as you're not surrounding yourself by people that don't have your highest good, you can let your guard down now. You're at home. You're safe. So this is a reading of the divine wishing to put your mind at ease. You can be worried or stressed out about something or someone possibly coming back to reignite these issues that you got away from. But the divine says you don't have to worry about a thing because we're going to stop them at the gate. I'm going to get some additional messages for this Nine of Wands. What else does the collective need to know about the Nine of Wands, about the wounded warrior? The first additional message I have here is perfectionist. Spends much more time on details. And that's you. The perfectionist is a thinker. You think about every nook and cranny of every detail of every situation that you can possibly think of. You do not leave any stones unturned. You want to make sure that you've covered every single possibility, every single outcome to put your mind at ease. But the irony is in that is all of this critical thinking can be why your mind is racing, why your mind is not at ease. In some areas of life, being a perfectionist is definitely beneficial. It works out for you. But in others, it can do more harm than good to overthink a situation. Overthinking about individuals that came up against you, trying to figure out every single outcome that can possibly occur to be prepared for any and everything. But the divine says the best way for you to prepare is to put your energy to the Most High. That's going to relax your thoughts, relax your mind. Additional messages for the Knight of Cups. What we got? What we got? What does the collective need to know about this Knight of Cups in reverse? Petty frustrations is what I have as an additional messages underneath the Knight of Cups in reverse. So with petty frustrations, wow. These people are petty and they frustrated. Okay? And whatever may have you frustrated about these people, it's not nothing to worry about. You got people that are really like trying super hard to figure out a reason to not like you because they really don't have much. It's just petty shit, and it always is. It always is with these people that don't want to see you do good for no apparent reason. It's always for petty stuff, and it always zeroes back to the way that they feel about themselves. So this Knight of Cups in reverse, I guess, has to do with them not coming to terms with their own feelings and emotions about you. Realizing that you're not going to put up with the bullshit anymore. You are prepared to fight and you are prepared to defend your own honor and the honor of those that you have to protect and keep safe. You're not going to continue to let negativity into your life. And your spiritual team is here to back you up. We don't want you to feel like that you have to always be prepared to fight. Because if you trust in the Most High, and if you trust in your divinely appointed spiritual team, then you know that the most you have to do is take care of self and focus on the relationship that you have with self. And that is going to keep your defenses high and strong and powerful. Do not focus on battling these petty people that have petty frustrations about you. Put that energy towards yourself and towards your light. Whatever you put your energy to will intensify. What are you going to What are you going to focus on? Let's get some additional messages for the Four of Swords. What do the people need to know about the Four of Swords? Rest and rejuvenation. Additional message for the Four of Swords I have is multitasking. Very interesting. Maybe you feel like you gotta sleep with one eye open. Maybe you feel like you can't rest for very long because there's something that you gotta do. You gotta get things done. You gotta stay on the alert. But the divine is telling you that it's okay. Balance out your priorities. Balance out the things that are important to you, is what I'm getting from this multitasking card. Don't focus all your attention on one thing. Get some rest. But don't be too sleepy. You know what I mean? Get your exercise, but don't work too hard. Life is a balancing act, and you can't focus on one thing for too long before the other thing starts to get too neglected. But at the same time, sometimes you have to take a break from something in your life to get something else done. It's okay to multitask, but just make sure you take a break from this way of living to get something done. Because multitasking could put you in a chaotic mindset, can put you in chaotic energy. I'd like to get another card on this multitasking just to get a little bit more clarity. What does the collective need to know about the multitasking? Wish fulfillment. And that's what I know. See, all y'all want to do is get wish fulfillment. That's always been your main focus. It's just getting the things that make you happy and make you feel complete. You're a pure spirit. But it's always somebody trying to come up in your energy to try to screw that up for you. But like I see here, you're learning your lessons. And you think about all the possibilities because of all the lessons that you've learned. You have wish fulfillment coming to you. And you can relax and rest your mind and your body. Because you've won your war. And there's no need to doubt your strength anymore. Whatever these people in your past got going on is super petty. And it's not just towards you, it's towards themselves and each other. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about him. Don't worry about her. Your spiritual team has gotten your back. Because you made the ultimate decision of where you want your life to go. And you just want wish fulfillment. You don't want to bring harm on people, but you will defend yourself when you have to. But you can let your guard down. Because the divine got your back, okay? Now I would like to get into some healing energy oracle messages to bring together this beautiful reading that we co-created with the divine. Oh, so I'm seeing orange on my table, I'm seeing green on my table, and I'm seeing blue on my table, heavy with the orange, which is the sacral chakra. So there could be some things about the sacral chakra that is needing your attention right now in order for it to heal. Let's go back to these healing energy oracle messages. Oh, that was a lot. Let's try that again. Okay. So the first healing energy oracle message I have here is called Attention, and it reads as follows. I am attentive to all that manifests within me. When negativity arises within me, I transform it into light, love, and hope. My love for others is unconditional. I forgive. My desire to improve is constant. I am firm, brave, and hardworking. So the divine in your spiritual team wants you to forgive these energies that you left behind. This will put you in peace. So maybe these are the emotions that I was talking about earlier that you've been having a difficult time with. Maybe you are having a difficult time forgiving these individuals that hurt you and that may want to come back to hurt you more. But the Most High isn't going to let them, because you're standing your ground. You've made your choice. And your choice is to move forward, to move on. But I promise you, if you forgive, you're going to be at peace. Do it for yourself. The second healing energy message is called self-love, and it reads as follows. I attend to my needs by listening to my heart. My inner essence lets me know what is good for me. I respect my limits. I answer the requests of my body and my soul. Thus, I learn to love myself. I'm seeing more green on my table. This is giving attention to the heart chakra. So this is why you don't have to live in fear. You don't have to move through time looking over your shoulder and worrying about the people that don't like you or that may want to bring trouble into your life. It's because the Most High knows your heart, and your pure spirited heart is why you are being protected, because we need energy like yours in this physical realm. And then it mentions here, I respect my limits. The divine wants you to consider how much you can take. What are your boundaries? Next, I'm going to pull some activations to bring this beautiful reading home and lay it to rest within the beloved collective. Magic was on the bottom of the deck with attention to the crown chakra that wanted to peek at me. So I felt guided to speak that. Look at that. And then the crown chakra. That's crazy. That is crazy. Any more activations? The first activation is the crown chakra, number 7, and it reads as follows. The frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. I'm speechless just because the way the energy aligns like this is beautiful. The next activation is called Cosmic Flower, number 18, that reduces to a 9, and it reads as follows. The frequency of Cosmic Flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core from which um, the core from which we pour our the core from which we pour our magnificent damn it the core from which we pour our magnificence out into the world. So don't worry about the drama. Focus that energy and redirect it back inward, and you will find home every single time. There's so many things pulling and tugging on our energy every single day, especially in this modern day existence we are in. And it is up to you to remain the true leader of where your energy flows and what grows in your life. Thank you all for coming through to check out what's on Karma's table. If you want to like and subscribe, go ahead, but no pressure. Know that you are the lead character in your life. Everyone else is just supporting roles. And if they don't support you, they shouldn't be in your movie. Remember that you are loved and we are the highly favored.